Hello, welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about something different in Python. Not advanced, it's not anything to get worried about. They're the condition statements or conditionals, I think. Yes. Anyway, the if for the ones you know who know it, if and else or if, Elif, and else. I will cover everything. I will cover the basics actually of those in this tutorial, and you will see what they do. Actually, since they say if, you can probably guess what they do, but if you can't, that's okay. I will explain it. All right. So I'm in Visual Studio, and what I'm going to say is I'm going to make a simple example. Okay, so first of all, I am going to ask them. Okay, so I showed the input command, which is basically a question in a previous video. I will have the link in the description if you don't know how to do this, but if you do, good for you. And yes, basically, let's go. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to say username. Oh no, I'm sorry. Answer one or answer actually. Okay. I am. Okay, you'll see why. Okay. Input is equal to input, and then brackets or parentheses, and then speed marks. Okay, so a question I used in when I was learning that who formed, let's say formed the law the law of gravity. Okay, that was Isaac Newton. Just so that they don't just write Isaac or just Newton, I am going to give them a hint, um, and I will say name plus surname. Okay, I again this is just for the information of the user. If you don't put it, if you do not enter this, nothing will change. The program will still work. Okay, so now I leave a space over here. Okay, so now I won't get too advanced with this because this is not a tutorial for input. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, and then let's say if, okay, if answer is equal to wait, sorry, I'm just going to leave so that it's clearer. I'm just going to leave an enter here. If you don't leave it, that's okay. If you don't enter it, that's okay. Okay, so if answer, this is the conditional statement. Okay, if answer is equal to, notice not one equal sign, two equal signs. Okay, Isaac Newton. Okay, so see what I did there? I check if their answer is Isaac Newton. So if they type in Isaac Newton, I will print out. Oh, I'm sorry. Correct. Else. Oh, I'm sorry. Else print out. Print incorrect. Okay. So what I did here, this is a very simple conditional statement. So what I do here is I check if answer is equal to, if their answer was Isaac Newton, and if it was Isaac Newton, I print out correct. So that means they got it correct. Else, so oh, else, so for instance, if they type astronaut, that is incorrect. I did not form the law of gravity. No. Okay. So let's go and check if this works. Who formed the law of gravity? Name and surname. Let's put in something random. Incorrect. Okay, so you will see that we didn't get it correct. Now, if we go over here and we say Isaac Newton, correct. That is correct. Okay. So, yes, actually, this is how conditional statements work. They check if you entered something, and if that something is correct, they print out correct. Okay, now I'm going to use something else. Not something else. Okay, if they what there are various ways to fix that bug. I will show, and I will show you which bug. Who formed the law of gravity? Name and surname. Isaac Newton. No, Newton. Notice that I have not entered. This is not. I didn't type. I didn't insert a capital I or a capital N. So when I go and do that, it's incorrect. Although Isaac Newton did form the law of gravity, but that's correct though. How to fix this? Normally we would use something else, something different. Okay, but this is again, this is not an input tutorial, so I'm going to leave it as it is. I'm not going to change anything, but I am going to say though, Elif answer is equal to Isaac Newton print correct. There are various ways to do this. I'm just trying to show you how the Elif works. Okay. So let me show you what happens, and then I will explain. Okay. Isaac Newton. Correct. If I had typed Isaac Newton like this, it would also be correct. Okay. But I didn't. But what this conditional statement does is, let me just zoom in a little more. Okay, that's maybe too much, but anyway. So what this does, okay, that's too much. I'm sorry. Okay, so what this does is it checks if, first of all, it checks if the answer is equal to Isaac Newton. So if it is equal to Isaac Newton, it will print out correct because you got it correct. Now, if you didn't insert this, then it goes to here, to Elif. So Elif is basically something like, you come from C, it's else if. Okay, now it is Elif. If the it's like a second if, but we just type in Elif. Okay, so now it checks if that's the case, and if that's not the case, we move on to the next one, and if that's not the case, and if this is the case, it's correct. But if this is not the case, and if I can add a bunch of ellipses here, okay, I can add an answer is equal to Isaac Newton, or I can type in Isaac Newton, and then print out correct. I can do this. I can insert as many Elifs I want. Okay, it won't if I say Newton over here or something like that. Okay, print correct. Okay. Now, what this does is it will first check if this is the case, if this is what the user typed. If it's not, we move on to here, Elif, Isaac Newton. If this is not what the user typed, it moves in here, and then here, and then etc. etc. But if none of these, or none of the Elifs and if are the case, then it has to move on to else. So if nothing, if no alternative solution is true, then it will go to else and do whatever else says. Okay. So this is basically the theory and like conditional statements in a nutshell. And I hope this was not too advanced for you guys. But if it was, please let me know and I will make a simpler tutorial. So yes, Merry Christmas. I
Bruh.
don't know how many times I will say this, but I just keep making tutorials for some reason, and Christmas comes in like 2 days, 3 days. So yes, Merry Christmas. If I don't make another video out until then, and see you next time. Goodbye.
What a beautiful day to relax and watch astronauts videos.